What's up, guys? Coach Lucas here. Hope you are doing well. Today I want to share with you an article that I read, or wrote rather, a few months ago that seemed to be impactful for a lot of families. So I want to share with you what it is. I'm going to read it for you, and I'd like to comment on it, and then also ask for your feedback on what you think about it. So here's the article that I wrote. It's called "Don't Let the Support System Become the Problem." And so it goes like this. Yesterday I had a conversation with a very passionate family from California. It was clear that this father and son had been ready and well prepared for this meeting for quite some time. As we discussed his son's plan for 2022, the father explained that he had been up since 1 a.m. preparing the meeting with objectives, listing out his son's problems, listing out his son's strengths and weaknesses, etc. And so it was evident that this father would do anything to help his son achieve success. And in this moment, I thought of King Richard, the father of Serena and Venus Williams. Hopefully you guys saw that documentary or that movie. They were both 100% attentive, 100% devoted, 100% engaged and willing to listen in this meeting. And I felt that in the meeting. And so this family obviously was all in. There was one problem that I picked up on. And this father was so eager to help his son that it was clear that this was on the verge of becoming a problem. And so I'm not talking about the father having an egotistical issue or he was living vicariously through his son. This father had pure, genuine interest to see his beloved son succeed in this sport where his son is so gifted. And so, although it was still genuine and pure, when this support system is overeager, even if it's in a genuine way, it begins pulling the player instead of supporting the player. And this is how relationship problems can emerge, and this is how pressure seeps in for the player, and this is how players can get derailed. And so I came up with some points on this that I thought were very valuable for this type of situation. Number one, support through the wrong decisions. So the father knew the right answers. He always knew the right answers. And I was speaking with him, he already knew 2 steps ahead of the player. He knew what the player needed, right? And he had played this game at a high level before. So he was eager to instruct. He'd learned so much in his career that he was eager to share everything he learned with the player. And so he was eager to instruct. And so he was so eager to instruct that he wasn't even teaching anymore. So you see, experience is the ultimate teacher. And the player must learn for themselves, even through the mistakes. The hardest thing as a parent is to support your child through the wrong decision. But this is precisely what is necessary for the child to learn and therefore grow and improve. Number 2, be receptive. This rule is about communication tactics. So instead of saying, you should do this or you should do that, the correct approach here is, what do you think you should do? What do you think you should do about this? What do you think you should do about that? And so being receptive, having that two-way dialogue and giving the child a voice through this process will allow your child to self-discover for themselves, experience, remember experience is the ultimate teacher, and therefore learn, grow, and develop. Number 3, be on their level and commit to truth. So a parent must be on their player's level and commit to truth. If your child is struggling to get to bed on time, or if they're having trouble with TikTok, or if they're having a problem with a girl or a boy at school, it's important to not overlook these small problems. And so don't try to solve a problem that's 2 steps ahead. Now, don't get me wrong, this player is playing at a high level and it will likely become a professional, but it doesn't make sense to talk about game tactics or positional awareness or whatever the case is. talk to the player about the current issues, which are the root problem. Be on their level. And if you solve these problems at the root stages, it will allow for growth and development. Number 4, slow and steady wins the race. So in this particular meeting, I was 100% convinced that this family is going to make it to the top. And I'm truly honest about that. There's no doubt in my mind that this player in this family will go a long way as long as the father doesn't get too overeager. And so like I said, they were all in and you could see it in their eyes. However, based on their current position, there's likely one of two outcomes. Option number 1, they go slow and steady, however painful that might be to the parent. And it may be slow and steady, but they'll make their way to the top. So that's option number 1. Or option number 2, dad lets his eagerness get the best of him. They rush the process. And a year from now, they look back in regret at a spoiled relationship, wishing they had gone slowly and steadily. And so those are the two options. And so as you could tell, I was moved by this meeting, and I share this with you to entrust you that you won't take this in vain, but instead try to take the golden nuggets from this. And out of respect for this family, don't leave any silly comments. Instead, share something that comes to mind for you. Share something that may have come to mind as I was explaining this, that may be helpful for others. And perhaps you've gone through something like this or have seen something like this. And so I hope this sparks a conversation for you and your family and your player. And I hope this was valuable for you. And that was my article called Don't Let the Support System Become the Problem. Hopefully you found value in that. And that's it for today. Thanks, guys.